Well, I'm not entirely sure why, and I'll find out eventually. But apparently, I'm not able to live stream. I thought I could. No big deal. Um, yeah, I've been talking about the same thing pretty much because really it's the only thing that's happening right now, or one of the biggest things. Of course, it's the holiday season. It starts, before Halloween. And of course, it stretches through to the end of the year and actually goes into January with the Wise Men's Day and all this other crap. Um, I had yesterday in particular was a day when, people were extending greetings with regards to the solstice. And I have a friend, and, he posted the greeting and yeah, just I kind of made a comment, sort of like, "Hey, uh, uh, thanks, but I really don't give a shit." And and he came back and it's fine, He said, "Well, in my opinion, in my honest opinion, or what humble opinion, or whatever it is, this is a huge day because it's the shortest day of the year and the longest day of the year and what have you." Based on the hemisphere that you live in and what have you. It's all artificial, it's what? I'm not a farmer. And my life is not guided by necessarily at this point in time by any kind of astronomical realities or positionings of the stars and the moons and the tides or anything like that. So um, you know pagan observations are just as suspect, or just as belittled or discounted, um, just as much as the religious reasons for whatever. Celebrating in and of itself is kind of stupid. I mean, technically speaking, I celebrate every day. Every day I wake up, I breathe. That's a celebration. I sleep and I dream when I sleep. That's a celebration. I really don't need fucking gifts. Uh, and and of course, there are people who I have in my family who feel entitled to gifts, like they're supposed to get gifts. And you know, it's a little harsh truth, but I did deliver it. And I said, "No, I'm not giving you a gift. You're not getting one from me. I'm not obligated to giving you anything, and I'm not going to. Um, I don't find it necessary. I've actually, I've given plenty. I've given my time, I've given my effort, I've given my love, I've given my care, I've given my concern, even birthdays. If I had to do it all again, if I had to do it all again, there wouldn't be no balloons and fucking cake and inviting people over and getting presents and all this other bullshit. No, because at the end of the day, even in those situations, the child gets overlooked. And many times it's the parents doing it for themselves more than it is for the child to show their friends how much they care. You know, it's hey, sorry if I think this way. Not really. But, it's the capitalist in us. Capitalism, the more I think about it, is just almost inherent in our nature. We want to get more out of what we do. As me, as a person, whenever I engage in an activity, especially if it's a repetitive activity or one that I have to or some kind of item that I have to do or accomplish or goal that I need to complete, I try to think of ways that I can do it faster. Just because I don't want to be doing it all the time and I don't want to be, redundant or, or anything like that. So I kind of go that route with that stuff. But yeah, so of course, when it comes to rejecting social norms and habits and everything like that, I mean, you're gonna run into emotional blackmail. People basically try to, sabotage your feelings, or or at least threaten your feelings, trying to make you feel guilty or or sad as a result of the decision that you're making. So do I decorating again? It's just a sort of it is decorating your house is a privilege that is bestowed upon people that have money to burn. Well, of course, that's what people will do. The more money they have, the more money they will burn. The more they try to display their wealth. Ostentatious displays of wealth with huge. Uh, oh, but get this. Then there are people that are not wealthy but do it as well. They're both fucked in the head. It doesn't matter if you're wealthy or if you're not. You're both equally fucked in the head. The person that doesn't have the money because it is that behavior is neurotic. You don't even have the means to do it. You don't have the means to celebrate. Why would you force yourself and put yourself in a position? I mean, people have their reasons, right? It's your life. You do it. Live it like you want to, right? Which is what I'll do. I'll live it like I want to. At this point, fuck religion, fuck Christmas, fuck birthdays, fuck gift giving, and gift receiving. So, I mean, and this is more on the habitual basis, the behaviorally conditioned norms that we have been taught and that are really artificial more than anything. Um, I think about sometimes, my grandmother on my mother's side, and she was a very industrious lady. She wasn't religious at all, um, but she became a widow. Um, just maybe 5 or 6 years after being married, and she lived in a third world country. And the family that she married into wasn't all that. Enamored with her. And so when her husband died, my mom was 4 years old and she had to fend for herself. When I was a kid and a grandchild, in Peru, and she would take care of me. One of the things that she would always go out into to the busy streets of Lima. Um, and she had this thing that she did. There was networking, and she would go to banks and she would keep different accounts in different banks and have different relationships with different people. The managers, the supervisors, and stuff. And she would give them gifts like little soaps, scented soap, or something similar. Very just kind of token gestures. And the what she was doing was basically, trying to make herself memorable, so that if for any reason there was anything that would come up where she could be of any use whatsoever, well, they would know who to talk to. It would be to go to her, you know. And it was really a blast because I mean, we use public transportation, and in a large third world country, there's nothing more exciting than public transportation. You have the very well state controlled or government controlled lines, or that are licensed and uniformed, and but then you have your pirates, and your sort of like fake Ubers or whatever you want to call them. It was, and and we're talking basically going back into the '60s, um, when this was happening. So uh, you know uh, the mechanical realities of what it was to exist in the '60s, and traffic in a third world country's major metropolitan capital, um, is quite an experience. It was quite an experience. Um, but again, going back, yes, I've talked about it all the times, and I'll probably stop talking about it once the holiday season is over. But I'm doing the best I can to get out of the entire environment, because right now I'm surrounded by people who are insisting on celebrating Christmas, and going out of their way to spend money that they don't have. What can I say? What can I say? I'm just trying to extricate myself from it, and it's a little tough right now. Given the area that I'm in, and given the fact that most people celebrate. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll find out. I'll figure something out. But in the meantime, um, you know, good tidings. Whatever the fuck. Just be good. Be real. Don't be a jerk.